This is Head Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast.
And Head Harvester Ed Laflamme from the East Coast.
Our topic this week, customer renewals.
Yes.
Now this is more slanted towards your landscape maintenance people out there. And you have contracts, recurring contracts, and they have a date that usually ends the contract. Some have it in place that's in perpetuity,
Yeah,
so
right.
automatic renewals,
Yeah, like
that
a
kind
rolling
of thing.
12 months.
Rolling 12
Yeah,
months,
yeah.
keeps rolling forward
Yeah.
to the next 12 months. Others just keep rolling, keep billing. But we want to talk about this opportunity because why it's so important. What's happening right now, you guys are finding out real quickly here, people are leaving your organization, you have to pay more now. So your costs are going up with your direct labor costs. So as a result, you either have to take on more work, be more productive with what you have, or modify what you deliver to your customer, all of which can cause pain to your organization. So we're going to just give you 2 or 3 real simple tips here on getting the renewal, the right renewal, and making sure we don't mess that up because it's a very important part of your business. We're missing out on a great opportunity. Just take a look at this. If you take all your maintenance contracts, all of them, what's the monthly rate you're charging? Say it's up 50,000, 100,000, whatever that is, 10,000. If you added 3 to 5% and got all those renewed at 3 to 5%, just think what that would, the positive impact that would have on your bottom line. So that's what we're talking about, getting renewals at the right renewal rate.
Yeah.
So give us a couple tips here, Harvester Ed.
That's good. First of all, you should have a renewal process. Of course, that'd be important. So you have to do a little planning, right?
Yeah, you just don't let the contract run out. Depending on the size and the nature and sophistication of the contract, maybe 6 months, a 6-month review. This one's coming up in 6 months. Then maybe a 90-day game plan. How are we going to renew that relationship with our customer? Make sure the job looks good.
And they're happy.
And they're happy. Happy's important.
Happy's very important.
Yeah. What else should we look at?
You want to study the job. Don't just arbitrarily raise the price thinking you have to raise the price. Find out what the profitability of the job is. What's the gross margin of the job? That's essential. Some jobs you may not be making enough, some too much, and some of them, maybe you just need to tune them up and make sure your efficiency is up to par, right? And that could be with equipment or labor or whatever. So make sure it's accurately assessed before you just arbitrarily raise prices.
Yeah, and another tip would make sure it's just not a surprise to your customer. Build that rapport. And so they understand that there is a process. We're a business as well. We're not a nonprofit organization. And so you start building that rapport with your customer. Because then you don't want to just send out a renewal notice and say that your new price is. You want to bounce that off before you send that out.
Yes.
So the renewal, a written part is just affirmation of a verbal agreement.
Yeah.
So Ed,
Yeah.
we're thinking about getting an increase next year. We're thinking about 3 or 4%. Does that seem fair and reasonable to your organization?
3 or 4%, Bill.
Well, it sounds like
you can't pay that much money.
Sounds like that's exactly you'd be willing to pay, right?
No.
Thanks. You're not. Oh,
No.
Let's have that discussion.
Yeah.
What do you think would be fair and reasonable?
That's right.
We haven't had an increase in 5 years.
Oh, really?
So one thought, you're in the business, you've had increased costs in your business, and we have as well. So we want to review this with you and show you line item by line item what we need to do.
Well, if
to
you can
help
justify it, I'll go back to the board and see if we can get that.
Excellent. So
you have to
the
justify it for them.
Build the report, justify how you got there.
Right.
One other tip I'd say is know their fiscal year. Most businesses run on a calendar year, January. Most businesses do their budgets. They start doing them in August, September. And they have to have final budgets submitted by November. So know their timing, know their process of putting their money into their budget.
Right.
Another thing is, the final thing is allow enough time to get your renewal approved. Sometimes homeowner associations, they don't meet every time, they don't have a quorum. Forum, they need to have enough people in there to make a decision.
Right.
They postpone it to the next month, to the next month, to the next month. So know their process.
Right.
So that's what we have. Those are some good tips there for your customer renewals. This is Head Harvester Bill Arman.
And Ed Laflamme, Head Harvester on the East Coast.
Now go out there and get some good renewals. If you have any questions, just drop an email to us. We'd be happy to help you out.
We'll put our emails right in the bottom of this.
We'll see you next time. Hey, let's get back to our playing session, shall we?
We got to finish this up.
We need to renew some of the one-to-one. Oh.